Welcome back. This is week 16 of our LEAP, the League of Enterprise Accredited Professionals 18-week Enterprise Mastery Program. This week we'll be learning how to set up your autoresponder email sequence in your XpanZion Enterprise platform. Once you get someone visiting your website to sign up, it's important to have a follow-up email sequence scheduled to nurture them at every step of the experience you are giving them and lead them to the product, program, or service they are looking for. This week, we will learn how to create an automated email list, how to add emails to your campaign sequence, and how to link the emails together with the timing intervals that you choose. So let's get started. I'll set up a share screen. Okay, so to get started, we want to be in the back office, and we want to find mass mailing. So it could be under More. Click More and go to the pull down and find mass mailing. And then when you're on the mass mailing screen, we're going to look at the menu on the left and select mailing lists. So this is where we're going to create our automated campaign, the list for our automated campaign. So when we get here, we want to click the Create button. And then when this screen loads, we want to name our automated mailing list. So put the cursor in the box. And I'll call this one LEAP Opt-in Example. Okay, so you enter that there. We'll worry about the pop-up redirect next week when we get the full funnel construction done. We want to look down here a little bit lower where we have some tabs and we have an automation tab. So click on the automation tab. And then this step is really important to get this set up easy the first time, but it's simple. You just simply click the Create Automation Framework box and then save your automated mailing list. And then we see that that created an automation mail that is in state running. We have a coupled lead automation campaign and a coupled lead automation segment that were also both automatically created and both in running state. And we'll talk about this a little bit more in detail in section 3 of this training, but for section 2, we're going to focus on adding more mails to our sequence. So we want to go to the menu on the left and click on mass mailing. So we're going to go back to the overview of all of our mails, and then we'll scroll to the right, and we're looking for the new one that we just created, which was this LEAP Opt-in Example. And so here is the start mailing for LEAP Opt-in Example. We're going to click on this card. This is the first mail in the sequence. And this is also important because we have to make sure that we get some content in this mail in order for it to be able to send out. And I do want to point out right here, we have it says deactivate automated mailing. So this is already an active state. It just simply needs some content. So we click the edit button. That activating automated mail is important when we create new ones. We're always going to have to make sure that we click that the mail is active. So we get this page to load, and in the body, we're going to be able to select our theme. So this loads, and we select the basic theme that's there. And then I typically just drag in a text block. So let's scroll over and grab a text block and drag it into the mail. And then this is where you can spend some time, and maybe we've covered this in the marketing mastery section. So considering your mails, and this first one is the opportunity mail. So start mailing, we could say opportunity. And we can always come back and change this. So I'm going to put a number 1 with it so we can identify that this is the number 1 mail in our sequence. And then I'm going to save this just like it is. We already have the mailing list is assigned. All that was created automatically when we made the list in the automated framework. So with this mail saved, the next thing we can do is Under Action, select Duplicate. So this is going to be the next mail in our sequence. So we know that mail number 2 should talk about transformation. So instead of opportunity here, I can put transformation. And then highlight over the copy and the 1, and we'll just put a number 2 there. And then it came with the same body content, and that's fine with me. And again, take time and put your second email copy here. But this is all I have to do right now to continue the demonstration. So I'm going to set this up as a 4 email sequence. So I'm going to continue and do this 2 more times for mail 3 and mail 4. So Action and Duplicate. So the next one is ownership experience. So I'll just put ownership here. And then change it to a number 3. And then body is there. You can add your copy for email 3. I'm saving, and I'm going to duplicate 1 more time for email number 4. So I'm going to go Action, Duplicate. And then we know that number 4 is the sales letter, the sales video. So I'll put sales here. And then put number 4. And save that. So that's how we do step number 2, which is adding the mails to your sequence. Before we move on, as I mentioned earlier, we got to make sure that we activate all of these new mailings that we just created. So in the upper left, make sure you click the Activate Automated Mailing button, and then click OK. And then I can use the back arrow, because that'll go back to my previous message. So I'm going to go back to number 3 and click Activate Automated Mailing on this one, and OK. And then back 1 more time. So this should go to number 2 and activate this one. Click OK. And I'll click back 1 more so I see number 1 and see that that one already is activated because it says deactivate on the button. So that's important to make sure that we have our mails activated. So now step number 3 is how do we get all this connected together. So the next step is to go back up to the top menu and find lead automation in the top menu in the black bar. And here's where we get to see our campaigns and segments. So we can scroll down and we'll find our newest one here, the Leap opt-in example. So we can click on that campaign. And when you're in the campaign, we see that it's coupled with a mailing list. We can scroll down in activities. It's got the start activity in there. So as soon as somebody signs up for the list, this is the first mail that they get. And we can click up here on segments and see that there has also been a segment created with the same name, Leap opt-in example, and that's in running status. And then we can go back on our breadcrumbs here and go back to the campaign. And here's how we link it all up. If we go up to the upper right, there's this diagram button. So let's click on the diagram button. And we see that we have 1 start activity in our sequence. So then we can click New Node. Now when this screen loads, we're naming our node. So this is going to be mail number 2. And this is an internal name. You don't have to worry about anybody else seeing this, so you can keep it simple like that. Mail 2 is fine. Condition true is already set. We've got type email. We want to go down and select automated mass mailing. And then under triggered mass mailing, we can click on the pull down and go for mail number 2. And then we go down to previous activities and we click add an item under previous activity. And the previous activity is start. Time trigger interval. So this would come out 1 day after the start activity. And we'll set it up like that. And click save. You can adjust the days to be however many days. There's other interval times. It can be minutes, hours, weeks, I think. We can look at it on the next one because we're going to create another new node. And this one is mail number 3. And again, we want to select automated mass mailing and select the triggered mail as mail number 3 and go down to previous activities. Mail number 2 is the previous activity. Time trigger. We have intervals of minutes, hours, days, months, or years. So maybe we want to go 1 month later on this one. No, we'll go days. We'll keep it days. So in 3 days, they get the next one. And then we save it like that. And then we do it one last time for mail number 4. So put in name mail number 4 and select automated mass mailing and select number 4. Go down to previous activities. So previous activity on this one was number 3. Interval, we'll go 3 days again. Save. So there we go. We see our graph. We've got a start, mail, and then after 1 day, mail 2 will go out. After 3 days, mail 3 will go out. After 3 days, mail 4 will go out. So that's how you set up your automated email sequence. So I've covered what I wanted us to learn this week. We now know how to create an automated email list, how to add emails to your campaign sequence, and how to link the emails together with the timing intervals that you choose. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week, where we will be learning how to put all these pieces together and build your funnel. See you next time.